last time we were discussing about whether life exists after death or not. One way. Then after we have like if life existing and what life is fun we have right now to prepare for that or not to prepare for. So we should also know that can we predict our death? Then only we can nicely project future. No? That is in another dimension. But in this dimension, we should be sure how long we will live, not live when we die. So our death point, how long we can live and how we are living. So predicting death, I was just inquiring about it, just to have a look. What is here? Here. So I just give this idea to ChatGPT. See that comparative, no? Interdisciplinary explorations, prediction physical death, established religions, metaphysical systems, ritual traditions, and in comparison with, we have to be in harmony with medical science. At the same time, our purpose is that we should not go away from the modern medical science or parapsychology or quantum research, whatever objectively is proved. So here it gives me some nicely. Well, a destined moment, we believe that we have everybody has a clock is running and when it's done, a particular time is defined exactly with seconds that we have that moment of death. Or the karmic culmination, divine calling, vibrational transition, psychological threshold. Like in many ways, we are exploring this phenomena and trying to predict. Yes, in Hinduism, in Sanatana Dharma, no? If we go then Ayurveda, sudden changes in voice, abnormal shadow and reflection, loss of bodily symmetry, and altered perceptions of taste and smell. Ayurveda using it, no? These methods to predict. In astrology, yes, astrology has its own way of calculations. Yoga and Tantra, they have that yogis can make a choice. Here is the difference between, like in a medical science or in say that this person is going to die this moment, no, like this disease cannot, there is a way of predictions of medical science. So medical science can predict in this way, but it cannot help us or maybe to change whatever. But here in yoga and tantric practices, we can, or yogi can choose that I will die today or after 20 years. So like in a way, they can manipulate and make a choices at the moment of death. And also the concept of moksha or nirvana, the rebirthing process will not happen. The final death, the last life. After that, there will be no birth. That also exists in Sanatana Dharma. That is called Mahasamadhi. Buddhism, yes. Yeah, you can predict death also in Sanatana Dharma and also with breath very easily. If you are a meditator, you can predict just through the watching the movements of the breath, how the breath is going, the properties of breath, like in yoga system, width, breadth, length, and intensity. So, and reversal of breath, which is 6 months before in any way. If soul has to leave the body, so 6 months before the breath has to reverse. Reverse means prana and apana will change the proportion, directly opposite. Like here, apana is more powerful, we are in the body. And then it will reverse. Apana will start to lose the strength. So inhalation power will be diminishing. And that's what we see the breath, and we see from where until where the body can suck the breath. Until Muladhara, Manipur, Swadhisthana, and we can say in 6 months how the person will die and how many months there accordingly. Days there. So we can calculate this is the mastery of breath. And in Buddhism, it's called Anapanasati. Very simple way. Anapanasati is the very simple breath watching process in which you become perfect witness and you don't disturb the breath at all. Don't interfere into the process of breathing at all. Just observe where it's going, how it's returning, how much intensity, how much length. So just watch the properties of the breath. And watching the properties of the breath without disturbing, you can predict. And same when the person is sleeping. So if you have observed the properties of breath inside, so if the person is sleeping, you can observe the properties of breath from outside too. And with other clues also we have for modern cognitive psychology tools, eye movements and movements, so we can predict almost the time of death, not in exactly minutes and seconds, but somewhere around month and days. Yes, recognition of dissolving aggregation, that's for the meditators. When they start to see that one body's like the layers are disappearing. Tibetan Buddhism documents the clear light experiences, rainbow body phenomena. There could be ESP perceptions. Extrasensory perceptions can be found in different religions too. Let's see Christianity. Bible, no one knows the hour. Yet Christian mystics reported inner certainty of departure. Like if you are completely in tune with yourself and living life in tune with the body, when this tuning will start to give you signal. Like you are listening a music, then if the music changing, you can understand. So this inner certainty of departure, just by your devotion or meditation with prayers. Yes, dreams, vision, and angelic messages. This exists in many, many mythologies. We can research on this basis and find a universal points where they are matching. So there are many dreams where you start to see your ancestors, dead people who have been dead. So this can be a message from another world. Visions also in the dream about death can be possible, and messages also possible. And saints often announce, yes, if you are meditator, you are in tune with your breath, so you will know. Islam. Strong emphasis on divine degree. Can you put some light, Hasnan? Prediction is discouraged. Yeah. Means it's a way that you should not interfere or inquire into this phenomena.
Yeah. Growing up, I guess how I was taught was, your day of death is fixed, and there's nothing you can do to change it. And yeah, that's just pretty much like that. There's nothing you can do to fix it, change it. And you won't know. You won't know. Yeah. At least that's the Orthodox Sunni belief, like Hanafi school of belief. They might be different from Sufi, like beliefs and traditions and practices, but that's how I was taught by my family and teachers as well. You won't know, and it's fixed. You can't change.
Okay, so prediction is discouraged. So in any way, Islam will discourage astrology or any way to move into this or occult or use any methods to know about the death or to predict it. However, some Sufi tradition speaks of inner unveiling, kashf, before death. And death awareness is cultivated through remembrance, dhikr or jikr. This is jikr, no?
Jikir, yeah. Jikir, I think it's just like a japa, from what I remember. Like japa, it's like doing, that's what people call when you just go say the name of Allah over and over again on like some beats. They call that jikir. But maybe
Jikr,
that,
yeah,
yeah,
jikr.
jikir, yeah,
So it's
jikir.
dhikr, there's a little bit mistake here of chat GPT a little bit because of foreign language. Anyway,
Yeah.
death is unknowable intellectually, but
Yeah.
intuitable spiritually.
Oh,
Islam can also certain degree can go that it's maybe that you should not know about it, you unnecessarily should not go into this phenomena, but intuitively you can know about.
yeah. I was wrong. I actually remember some, like my parents and some people telling me before death, sometimes you can see angels or like
Mm,
like the Jibril, angel Jibril will come and reveal himself to the person who's going to die. And then that's why they'll start having hallucinations or they'll start seeing things that no one else can see right before they die. Um, that can happen sometimes.
mm. In death, for sure, people are in altered states of consciousness. So many times I have seen like people start to see different people, incident in front of them, talking to them, and nobody knows. You can't see, but they can see, or they will be for them. People are there, no?
Mm.
So I have experienced this moment with my grandfather. Also, he will say, "Oh, look, poor people there. Do you see them?" And he is talking to them as if they are present there. But for me, nothing.
Mm.
Okay, so indigenous and shamanic tradition. As I understood from Islam, that it's discouraged to inquire about the phenomena, but
Mm.
even but intuitively you will get science and you can know about it.
Mm.
So indigenous and shamanic traditions across Africa, America, and Siberia. Siberia is looks like a very mystical place, yeah. I have also seen
Mm.
movies about all about this occult and strange imaginations, soul, ghost, Siberia.
Mm.
Shamans detect death through soul loss sign. Yeah, soul loss sign also we see in Shiva Swarodaya,
Mm.
where you can meditate over the shadow. Like sun is
Mm.
coming and you meditate over the shadow, and in a certain way looking at the shadow you can find out that suddenly shadow will change, like some hands will be missing in the shadow or some parts will be missing in the shadow. According to these missing parts also you can predict the depth and the timings. The soul loss signs can be, I think, like this. One text we have written by Shiva Swarodaya. We can read about it. Dreams and animal omens. Yes, this is also could be very deep if you have in communion with animal kingdom. If you can meditate and communicate with animal kingdom and become one with all the animals together, or even one species of animal or any one animal, and through that you can enter and sense differently, a different kind of perceptions. And changes in energy field, yes, we can measure through our modern technology. The aura, the magnetic field around can be measured, and that can be used to predict the death. Death prediction is communal, not individual. Metaphysics and esoteric systems. Let's see. Western esoteric Theosophy Society, yes, all they have been working a lot. Death, and when this looking for the great soul, how to invoke the great soul, how to invite them, how to predict. Yes, this we can study. Theosophy has worked and given us J. Krishnamurti. Is all work of Theosophy. And J. Krishnamurti also mentions his transformations, what was happening to the body and how he was going through, and how some people, angels were coming, working over his body, changing in his body. He has his own descriptions of transformation. But he was very sad. He died very sadly because nobody could understand what he's saying. He was talking transcendental truth. How people will understand? Signs include vital force and collapse of astral coherence. I don't know, what does this mean?
Coherence.
Maybe astrological science. Annie Besant and Rudolf Steiner. Oh, this Rudolf Steiner has also worked. It's in Germany, no? It has its own philosophy, his own occult system, science, and he was working in a special way. So if you want to go a deep research point, then it's a lot to study. Yeah. If you go to the metaphysical and esoteric systems, all this philosophy, their way of finding the souls in matrix, predictions of birth of the soul and death, both. Annie Besant for sure, and Rudolf Steiner, I was influenced a little bit. And when I was Germany, I was in his Camp Hills. And it has its own way philosophy. Near death and pre-death states, terminal lucidity, visions of deceased relatives. Yeah, visions of deceased relatives, one of the sign also coming. Life review experiences. Yes, if the whole life will start to flash, same happens in meditation, and same can happen the same as the death sign. Both are the same. Like in a second, uh, life will start to scan very fast, scanning, and sudden peace before that. Yeah. Terminal lucidity, all is there. Yes, all you can experience in meditation. You will not die, but you will have a simulation. The simulation experience we can have in meditation. Universal transition patterns, like when we also, like Bakari to Madhyama, Madhyama to Pashyanti, Pashyanti to Para, when we enter the different realms of reality, and we can sense the transition patterns in experience and talking to the people in the experience. Ritualistic practices, Hindu, yes, they have Antyeshti preparation science, and liberation is moksha. Buddhists have practice of Hova, conscious transition. They also use Bardo. When person is drawing, there are people around chanting mantra, consciously guiding them to in a certain directions. That the last idea will be the first. So keeping them to the last idea which lokas where to enter and how to have conscious birth next time. Keeping the science in the mind together. So Buddhists using different way. Catholic, last rites, salvation, they have their own rituals. Indigenous, yes, death songs, which in the local areas we can find. And Sufi is Ajain Dhikr. Jikr or Dhikr? Jikr. At deathbed, union with beloved. So you can see the Sufis, this Jikr can be also same like Buddhist using Bardo, both in transition way. Almost the same. Modern medical science, let's see, Pavel, you enlighten us here now. This is completely your realm, and be active, please. What medicine can predict? Now, Pavel, yes, please.
Medicine does not predict the death, but probability of dying. Yes, medical science, they said it's a natural death from inner source, from inner disease, and accidental death from outside accident. And there are vital signals like heart beats, but the last point of death is actually the electromagnetic activity of the brain. So even if the heart is beating, but the brain is stop producing the electromagnetic waves, they can detect the death of brain, and then person is actually so it's can be the organ supply body. So it's so the main thing is electromagnetic waves of the brain. And the medicine also have got this. You mentioned in yoga you can make a choice, and in medicine they make like reanimation procedures. So when the person can die, then a doctor can came, put electric device to his chest, make impulse, and heart start beating again. So it's like reanimation procedure. And some kind of adrenaline injection also can reanimate. So the heart stops, person dies, but medical doctor can put injection of adrenaline and heart start beating again. So it's in some kind of it's a it's a god game. I mean, the animation is, and now few people are trying to put the tattoo on the chest. Please do not reanimate me, because because in classical traditions, in different, if the person is dies, nobody tries to bring him back. But in modern medicine, it's so they reanimate people. They put some machine for the external breathing. Even they change the heart. For example, this rich person, Rockefeller, he changed his heart 8 times. So 8 times he put the new heart and new heart and new heart. So it's and now it's it's digital era. Now it came that the memory of the person can be recorded and then can be reloaded to somebody else. And so the prediction of death I don't know, this the accidental death which will happen from outside, like car accident or in the war, the military. Uh, uh, I think once we discuss the difference between different nationality, uh, how they rely on the war. For example, one people goes to war to win, another people goes to war to die, and it's totally different. You cannot win people who are coming to die. You cannot win them. And so it's so
Here
yeah.
we are limiting. I have few questions, Pavel.
Yes.
Here, first off, accuracy in medical sciences, it is predicting in days and hours, like not like a long predictions. This
Mm-hmm.
like the person will live few days or few hours like this.
Mm-hmm.
Not that medical science predicting few months or few years.
For example, there is a statistic
The
medical.
accuracy of medical science is more in days and hours.
Yes, but in oncology, for example, people can predict. Okay, there is 5 years period. So if they make operation and they remove the tumor, they can say that person will live 5 years longer. And after 5 years, nobody knows what happens. I mean, nobody knows which new disease can come and affect this person. And another statistic, medical statistic, there is one, I think online, there is a calculator of time of your death. So you can go online, put your date of birth, I think the area where do you live, and this program is predicting your day of dying, because of the statistically data in this region, in this environment. So it's like scientists scientific statistic prediction of time of death. Nobody knows accuracy, but I mean, if the population totally lives 75 years, if you're 50, so your day of dying will be in 25 years later. So like this. But
Okay, so one more question here was the practical questions. The two-way medical science is seeing the physical death. One is the electromagnetic waves in the brain. Another is the beating of the heart. Like two signs are the prominent. Here, can the heart beat and there will be no electric signal in the brain? It's possible.
yes, there
And
are
can
many.
be that there are electric signals in the brain and heart is not beating is also possible.
It's not for this can happen, but not for it's for 5-10 minutes. After heart stops, brain dies in 5-10 minutes.
5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
So the 5-10 minutes, the consciousness is there in the brain. The
Yes.
vibration is there, signal is there. So
Yes,
this
and this 5-10 minutes is the time for reanimation. If they start the heart beating again, so person can be alive and can live longer without any damage in the brain. But if it was no heartbeat, no blood circulation.
So I understood that there are 5 to 10 minutes where consciousness is finally going to leave the body, not to make a return. and it's
Yes.
assimilating its memory and whatsoever, all the data together. So, but consciousness cannot leave the body until it finds another reference point to go. And in the middle time of junction, there are two reference points are made. The consciousness was there with reference point to this body, a location in GPS location in this dimension. If it disconnects, then it needs to find another point. Then it can go. So in that moment, if this starts to give signal back, the reference point comes strongly, it loses not to go, it gets the destination and come back to the life. The way it is being seen, the way you are explaining. So yes, the medical science or anything can be useful. I have seen many people die and coming back, like there's no sign of physical heartbeat, but electromagnetic signal is there, and then you are coming back. Same happening to meditation process, or we call it deep mystical experiences, where we enter in para. It's the same, no heartbeat, no breath, no locomotive organs. It's a complete, almost death to the body, almost death, and then you return back with your soul.
You return back.
And you can see your connection, two different bodies, one body's soul and one physical body, and then they are combining together. So in this transition, yes, we can make the future, either through medical science or through spiritual science. This is very, very typical transition, 5 to 10 minutes. You can choose the locus because it has to make a reference point in any dimension to exist.
I don't know, because this reanimation, which make the made by the modern medicines, before in ancient time it was not like any kind of these procedures, and for example in Bordeaux they describe how the soul is go to Bordeaux and then further. Did they describe how the soul is can come back?
I have no knowledge of going. I have only knowledge of coming back. I
No,
can
I mean
only call back.
In the ancient books, there is one way, or there is a way. Also, they describe the way back after death.
In Hinduism, we have system of descendants coming back to the body.
In the same body.
In the same body, yes, coming back to the same body.
And I think it was also in tantric tradition.
I mean, Hinduism means everything, no tantric, yogic, whatever, anything which has evolved in India.
No, I mean in Ahori they play with dead bodies, so they can invite prana into
yes, we are shifting the. I will come to the point. Then the stop will make a reference. So here we have to define the idea of I is depending on what? In memory. So if it's depending on your memory, if you are not carrying your memory, it doesn't make any sense of migration. The idea of I is important only when you are carrying your own memory, your own brain, your own mind system to enter. So in Aghori system is different. Aghori system is a dead body is there, and you see that my death is coming in this body will not be sufficient enough to carry. Then you come out from this, enter into somebody else's body, which is dead. But you go with your own mind. psychic body, carrying your own mind. That's where this modern science is working. That if we can have a data and we just replace the data connection with any soul, we can change the identity. Like if person is dead, and this 15 minutes time, you can insert a new data into the mind, the person, and animate it with, so you can make a person born again. So if you, again, the person will have the same memory, same system. Idea is this memory and this simulation is the soul? Are we not only playing with matters? And soul in a mystical phenomena is a completely different thing, where the one identity of psychophysical identity is fully ready to die, completely lose its identifications, even with his memories, with any cost, and let the super soul coming, superimposing, and one is disappearing. The psychological idea of I with the memory, where soul is defined in medical science. Oh, this memory is the soul. Where in mysticism, this memory and this I is not the soul. So we are not in any way interested to carry this baggage of memory to any dimension. Understand the point, no? So the two way they are working. So idea of I in medical science is coming because it's saying that the person is only memory. If you have to function with an idea of I'm Hasnan or Pavel or Yogi Shri Govind Niranjan, is all depending in the memory which we are keeping separately. That's making us a separate idea of I, because we are holding a separate set of data in our mind.
It's ego. Ego formation.
Ego is also depending on memory.
Yes.
What is the Pavel without any memory of past? And if I is given my memory to the Pavel sleeps and wakes up with my memory, so Pavel will never recognize that it was a Pavel before. So memory in mystical sciences, memory and and I emerging from this identification of this memory is not the soul, first of all. And we are no way interested to preserve this. We are very much eager to lose it. So what we are interested, what after death should transmigrate, not this baggage. Only the pure soul, which is not depending on any of this intelligence and idea of I or memory, which we are carrying it here right now. No way it's any way useful. So this is a different, then this transmigration is said to be moksha. You are never ever interested to keep this system in your back, interested in born and attaching with memory and creating the I, and you are not interested in this drama at all. So you are living it fully. And with this, you go to another dimension, which is immortal journey of life opening up. And this is a different concept of Indian mysticism. And this is medical science. They are categorically thinking different. Medical science is thinking I is the byproduct, or I is the constituents of memory.
And it's I is the product of body.
Anybody who claims memory is
I'm
physical phenomena, like this is a memory data put at one place, in an electromagnetic way or a hard disk, whatsoever, doesn't matter. How will it be injected and transplant is a technology. But this data set of memory is nothing. I is immersed by claiming it. So if this is an independent matter, a memory, set of memories, an independent matter, if you claim it, you become it. You shape your I through that. If you, anybody can take it. So that's the idea of science, that if we can take this and implant to anybody, to any mind, is bound to claim it and become that. In that sense, we can take a scientist brain and implant it to any new man and give it to be identified. So knowledge itself is not dying, but this is the two approach of knowledge. Science is thinking this is the knowledge. But mystical science, they say this is the garbage. But you are collecting and playing with the garbage. And we are no way interested in this forming an I, which is depending on the memory of an event, which just has happened in a long spectrum of time, just for a fraction of a moment. And then search begins further. Is there any other psychic bodies which are not affected by these 5 elements? And that's the truth. You find it, yes, we have a body which is not affected by these 5 elements, integration and disintegration. This was a play. I was only misidentified with this. I was thinking this is me, but actually this is not me. I am different, immortal, and I will proceed further. And I will keep on living, because this, at least right now, it's very clear that these 5 elements cannot make any changes in this body. Where and what, we don't know, so we call it para. Which means we don't know, so we say para. This is para science, yeah, para vidya. And everybody goes through and finds out. Knowledge we have only of Pashyanti, where we see. So these are the things to know.
But how it's in Sufis, they have a belief that we live in the same time, we live in 9 different dimensions.
That's so a different, we are entering into completely different dimensions of, and then that's, we are entering into the detail of mysticism. No? That's
okay.
5 layers and time and space and how they are interrelated. That's a different phenomena. But here we just wanted to explore the idea of science of that. How we can, on which science, with the breath, with the senses, with the organs, with the apparatus, with the energy field, how we can predict the astrology, or contemplating on the shadows, or any other methods, breath, angelic predictions. So we can accumulate this data to ascertain an death moment of the person. At the time of death, we have 15 minutes to play. And a choice. Or when we know before that, we can find other way, make a choice whether I want to live in this body, play with the death time. If I want to play, what is the purpose? Does it in any way helps me or not? Then leave this body and find the next location, the target where it will go. That will be our choice.
But usually we cannot make a choice if we don't have any information about this next step.
Choice
So
only depending only until we know the death. Until we predict the death, we cannot make any choice.
yes, but after the death, we have to make a choice. We have to make to know something or to have some experience of choosing. So
You have
we
two,
have
three ways.
choices.
It's so
Maybe
much noisy.
maybe 100 ways. We don't know exactly, or we know from the books.
See, there is a lifestyle which helps
Mhm,
us to be connected to the life force more
mhm,
intimately, where intuition can open about the life and death phenomena and
mhm,
experiences may have. We can adopt a lifestyle. Another way, we can develop a science which, seeing the persons in many ways, can go possibly to predict the death.
mhm,
This helps us, the person, to adopt, to make change the mindset that whether a person is interested to make any future to live this life, or person is interested to prolong his life in the same body for more few years. Two choices. Person can make the choice, provided the signs of deaths are clear. According to that, we can change the lifestyle and we can change many rituals and other things to train the mind of the person. So two choices. If person doesn't want to come back in the body, we have to prepare very different and change the idea of I. That you is not your what memory system you are claiming.
mhm,
A person is ready to drop that. That is the one way of preparation, not returning back. In Hinduism, it will be moksha or mahasama.
mhm,
A person is interested to keep this idea of I, then he can only choose for the next birth.
mhm.
This is the only final way we can go, like 3-4 ways, and take support of the medical science.
But I think this next choice after death, is based on our beliefs. So if we believe that it will be a hell and heaven, and we believe that we can choose the heaven,
No, not
so
belief.
we go. No, I mean,
It's a
so
cause. See
we
it as a
know,
cause. See it as a cause, not as a belief.
uh,
See it
but
as a cause and effect. No, we
but
are dealing with
before
predictions.
this, yes, but before this, we have to have this kind of. Okay, for me, it's also like egregor. So the Christian people believe have got one belief system. Muslims different belief system. Hindu different. And if you have this belief system after death, you will go to the same belief system. I mean, to the same idea of locus
Mind.
or
That's the thing. No, that's how. No? If Muslim will die, will die with Muslim mind.
yes.
So all the events and mind functioning and identification with the memory and its quality and characters will go because mind is
Mm-hmm.
identified with the idea of. So
Mm-hmm.
if a Hindu will die, will end up into the Hindu place in Hindu mind. So
Mm-hmm.
each religion people, if they are identified with their own mind, so they will be dying with this mind and they will be living in this mind in the same way we are living in the dream of
Mm-hmm.
every day. We are dying with the
Mm-hmm.
same mind and coming
Mm-hmm.
up with the same minds. We are living in the same. It's the dream process.
Mm-hmm.
Question is whether you are interested, positive or negative, doesn't matter. Are you interested to live after death into this dimension? Either in heaven or hell, doesn't matter. Are
Mm-hmm.
you categorically interested to go in heaven or hell? Make a choice, or you want to drop both.
Mm-hmm.
That's the categorical choice That's where the Hindu Sanatana Dharma is deviating. In belief systems of other religion, it's creating a categorical choice of neither heaven nor hell. We are not interested in this because this is non-ending process. You go in heaven, come back, and again go in hell, then come back, then heaven and hell and heaven. It's non-ending process. Are you interested? Heaven, 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 yes, you can make if you keep on working with sattva. If you're more and more purified, sattva and sattva and sattva, you will live in heaven and heaven and heaven. But there is no guarantee. No? When the characters can change.
Okay.
But even if you want to live, or you drop this idea of heaven and hell, you drop these identifications of I with this memory system, this is me, drop this egos, and drop this whole journey and go to a new life system of immortality.
And is it
Not depending, coming back to this body system.
yeah,
Maybe
but
they will have freedom.
But if this new life, new immortality, you to choose it, you
But
have
not
to
with these five
know.
elements. Not
Yes.
with these five elements.
What is there?
No,
What
nobody
is
knows.
Okay.
You can't talk about beyond. You can only talk to the limit of your vision. Okay,
So-
let's go forward a little bit. We have 8 minutes.
Okay. Yes.
Terminal acidity. Patient with dementia or brain damage suddenly regain clarity. Yeah, this is very amazing sign I have found. People are very sick, and before death, they will be fully fine. Like a person is very sick, and suddenly person becomes very healthy as if there is no sickness, and it starts to behave fully healthy. Remember, within 24 hours, there is a backup. Yeah. This can happen. Even you have dementia and brain damage, suddenly regain clarity.
In Ayurveda, they think that all mental disease happens because of the bad spirits, and maybe before the death, the bad spirits disappears, jump to somebody else. The person feels better because it's not anymore bad spirits. So,
Do you see, Pavel, that we can cure dementia and brain damage?
yes, with the exorcism, yes. We need to make exorcism.
Take the people to the near-death experience and change the idea of I. The memory system, if the person gets ready, dementia, not to identify I with based on memory, it
Yes,
can
because the
build the
main
new neurons.
the main suffering of this dementia people because they lost the memory. Partial. They remember, not remember, and to give them the idea that they are the new person will help them to live the new life. I mean,
I can see we can very easily deal with it because memory is non-local memory storage is there. Not because non-local memory storage is there, and if we bring consciousness, it can bring clarity, awareness. Change the idea of I and philosophy, get rid of this idea depending on memory, and from non-local memory also we can link the main memory system. Yeah, we can cure this brain damage and dementia. Psychology, yes, but we have to believe a consciousness beyond brain.
yes.
If medical science, if it works, medical science take it a hypothesis on some pragmatic way, but this hypothesis is working. There is a consciousness beyond brain. Parapsychology, yeah, deathbed visions. This I don't know. Shared death experiences, pre-death dreams, documented phenomena. If you can go deeply into that.
I downloaded one book with a lot of these experiences, but I didn't read it yet. Okay.
Institutions like University of Virginia and Society of Physical Research. Evidence suggests consciousness anticipates death before the body does. It's not other way around, Pavel. Consciousness anticipates death before the body does. Think about it. It's
Okay,
ChatGPT knowledge.
I mean, there is all the disease is psychosomatic, and the death is also psychosomatic disease. So
Let's see. Quantum. Oh, you can see like this. That is a psychosomatic disease.
Yes.
Quantum physics.
Not really.
It reshapes. It's thinking different way. Observer effect, non-locality, and quantum coherence in biology. Microchip theory. Implications. Consciousness may not be fully localized. Yes. Consciousness may not be fully localized in the brain. That's a great theory. Through that theory, I'm saying that it's any phenomena, it's any time in a quantum. It's one is the center. It has to have two references. And it cannot lose one reference without confirming the another opposites before. Like thunderbolt cannot fall to the ground unless determining first the GPS location where it will fall. So two reference points in energy dynamics, and energy has to determine in a quantum field the apolarity first. And then movement can only happen. So this, consciousness may not be fully localized. So we can never say that consciousness is localized. It's always polarized. Between two reference points is always polarized to function in movement. To be in movement, it always has to be polarized between two. Maybe one in another dimension, doesn't matter. It could be in any dimension. Death may represent decoherence, not annihilations, yes. This quantum physics coming to our mysticism is fundamentals.
Yes, it's totally mystical theory.
Fundamentals. Death may represent decoherence, not annihilation. Exactly mysticism. Time may not be linear at deep levels. Mysticism.
Pedantic monism, yes.
And Vedantic monism is coming to there. Comparative synthesis, religion, conditional, karma, God and consciousness, metaphysics, pattern-based energies. We can study the metaphysics where we can work, no? Not on religions. Forget about them. Metaphysics take and pattern, because we need patterns. Pattern-based, because of the predictions, we need a pattern. Madhyama. No? All we have to work in Madhyama. Only patterns. Diagrams, patterns, the connections. So we can work on Madhyama only, pattern-based energy and subtle bodies. Only patterns. Rituals, yes, preparatory and transitions. Medicine, for sure. We just get rid of this religion, no? This karma, God, consciousness, get rid of them. And we go to the metaphysics. Only metaphysics, and find patterns of energy and subtle bodies and find a universal. We will have a direction and not getting ourselves involved at all in this karma, God, and consciousness. Because we need science here. Then all we can explore. For insight, yeah, biology ends, but experience continues. Time collapses near death. Yeah, this is the main phenomena here is different dimensions of time. That is the main phenomena when we start to explore how life after death or what is this. Consciousness withdraws non-linear. Addiction itself no after. Ancient tradition are you very your quantum thought. What is ending really? It's like a Sufi koan. No? Like quantum, like before people used to go to the Sufis to ask for a koan to meditate. No? Now you go to quantum physics and everywhere is a koan. What is ending really? No? What a point of going beyond. Just meditate on one point and it will take you to the reality. What is ending real? It's a Quran. You know.
Okay.
No. Yeah, this I can explore sound, vibration, and depth awareness, no? Exploring sound, vibration, and depth awareness is interesting. Where to write? Just a minute. We have few minutes, yeah? Just to check. Interesting. Because also there, because different layers of experiencing the sound predicts in which time dimension, which loka you are. Listening, yeah, different instruments and sounds. Now, this is completely, we have to go through the Spanda principle, no? Nada yoga, Nada yoga, Spanda principle in that way. Yeah. Let's, if you want to go through that, there I have experience, no? Like, I can really say something. Yeah. Now let's see next time. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a completely different perspective, mystical point of view, fully. This was like a finding an idea how to proceed, which theosophy, where to explore, where to actually to put our energy to do more research and what not to do. No? Okay, so see you next time.
See you. Thank you.
Next Saturday. This we will see later. Next time.
Okay. Thank you.
So, okay. We are seeing tomorrow, Pavel?
Yes.
So, Hasnan, we will be preparing for, I'm looking for this module, if you can combine interpolation of Hatha Yoga in Bija and Marathon.
Yeah, I've been reading through the Hatha
that's
Yoga.
a great project and very concrete. So
yeah.
My mind is getting shape. When I get time, we can.
Yeah, I'm right now just reading through the book and doing my meditation. And yeah.
Or if you like, Pavel is interested, then we can start sharing the same interpolation of Hatha Yoga. Also, we can share in the same group of Amrit Bija.
Okay, yeah.
So not to form two groups, but
okay,
just you have to keep the mind that two kinds of stuff will be playing.
Okay. I'm very early in the book, like an asana section, but it's explained the whole philosophy.
Anytime you have any confusion, just write it there. You have both the books, Vigyan Bhairatantra and Hatha Yoga Pradipika. Yeah.
I have both books. Yeah.
And basically, you will find in the fourth section, fourth sections in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika.
Okay, but do you recommend reading the sections before to properly understand the fourth section?
I mean, where you will, there's Hatha Yoga, and
Yeah.
when it starts to go to the Samadhi, Laya Yoga,
Yeah.
there you will start to find the techniques of Vigyan Bharatantras and similarity between them.
Okay.
I think third or fourth section. Hatha
Okay.
Yoga is 4 part, no? Asana, and then pranayama, and then comes the third and fourth.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right now I'm
So you
asking.
know, Hari, I am also preparing. So whenever we can also share. Pavel is also has worked already on these therapeutic aspects of these techniques. So must be reminder for him also. He can also participate if he wants.
Yes. Thank you.
So we share in the same group, Amrit Visa.
Okay. Yeah. If I come across any questions or confusions, I'm sure I will. I'll post it in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.